Previously on TV Tuners.
You challenged the devil to a high-stakes poker game?
Listen, I got $46 million. All we're gonna need is a steamroller.
It's time to go to daycare.
Sir, you need to leave the establishment right now. You're not wearing pants, you're not wearing a shirt, you're not wearing shoes. You're only wearing that really cool helmet.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stagios, but that lion's roar ain't what it used to be.
Wow, a fantasy world all of my own making? Looks like it's time to turn on the TV.
And now, TV Tuners continues.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive on the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and flight captain who sounds a lot like Elvis and looks a lot like Elvis. This guy might be Elvis.
Hey, give those rudders a little shimmy and shake. I can't
Are you
stop
sure you're not
bombing
Elvis?
you. Listen, anything is possible.
A one for the money,
Oh, no.
a two for the show. Let's get in these planes and let the bombs go.
There we go.
And with us, as always, of course, our other co-host and
Other guy in the show. Other white guy in the show.
guy who can't stop vomiting while he's in the air, Kiorein.
Oh, I think I got over my air sickness.
Oh, there he goes. When will this guy learn?
And when will he learn not to have something that he can't help?
You're gonna have to get better, or you're gonna have to get off my plane.
Yeah, what's the plan there? Like, how do you deal with that? Is that explored in the show? Does he fix it? Like,
I assume there's 7 more episodes, right?
yeah, but what is he?
Well,
yeah, okay.
Spoilers,
I'm not gonna
Keo.
watch. I'm not gonna watch the rest of the show. Spoilers.
I wonder what that means.
Spoilers, Keo. The guy who has air sickness is the guy who wrote the book this show is based on.
Well, having air sickness does not prevent you from being able to read or write, Swanson.
Yeah,
I know, but they seem to treat it as if it's a debilitating thing for him.
He wrote the book on dry land. No,
I just mean that he seems to be a main
Mm-hmm.
character-like figure, considering that he wrote the book.
No airplanes, no boats. This is his journey in being a pilot or something that.
No,
can't
he's a
go on the plane.
navigator.
Navigator, right. They can't go on the plane, and he has to use binoculars from land to help the plane fly.
Oh.
He's just like following them around in the car.
I don't think that's feasible.
It's like, turn left, turn left!
How did they get across the English Channel? The tunnel hadn't been invented yet.
Boat. Oh, but when he gets seasick, that's the next
Yeah.
crisis.
Yeah, he drives into the boat, and as long as he's in the car, he doesn't get seasick.
And then he has an epiphany. He brings the car on the plane.
It turns out he's the guy who invented, like, the C-130 plane. Just so
They do it on the last episode. He puts the car in the plane, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're a genius." They single-handedly destroy all of the Nazi planes.
Yeah, the final scene, he reveals his secret trick where he installed a ramp on the plane, and he launches off and guns down a Nazi bomber as he plummets down.
What a great show. Tune in. Well, that's TV tuners for this week.
Yeah, he dies, and then it says, based on a true story.
He dies, and then it cuts to him, and he's writing a book.
Yeah, the guy whose name we don't remember.
Yeah, Guy Geyerson.
Yeah.
Fellas, folks, I don't remember the names of any of the characters in the show, and I don't think Keo does either.
There's a guy named Buck, and there's a guy named Bucky.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that. That's about it. Anyway, welcome to another exciting edition of the show. I'm your host, as always. We're here. We're talking TV. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, guys, if you have a quip, comment, question, foresight, otherwise, why don't you send it to us at our email address, and we can read it aloud on the podcast. That's right. Send it over to tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email address, Kiorein?
The email address is tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
That's right. You could be like Gio, who sent us this email. Hey, yo, wouldn't it be fucking wild if we got totally chonked out on dank-ass Kush and watched Saving Private Ryan, but muted the audio and played Dark Side of the Moon instead? And then get double chonked and tape an ep on it? The squares wouldn't know what to do, bros.
Hold on, how do you get double chonked?
So you're already intoxicated.
Yeah, well, does this imply we're taking a second substance? Or getting crossfaded?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I figured it just meant you were doing like
also,
a double dose.
Do people actually mute Wizard of Oz when they're playing Dark Side of the Moon?
I think that's the whole thing, yeah.
Oh, I mean,
it syncs up.
Yeah, but it'll sync up either way.
Yeah, but I think Wizard of Oz is one of those movies that you don't really need the audio.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Saving Private Ryan, I guess actually might also be one of those movies you don't really need the audio.
Yeah, we just gotta save Ryan. That's all we need to worry about.
Yeah. I heard, I think I haven't tested this out, but I feel like it works. You know
it just works.
But this all does hinge on being chonked out, though.
Which I'm medically incapable of now.
It's true, as we discussed, I think.
Because you took an entire...
Did I actually talk about this on the pod?
You took an entire pound of weed and then had a weed overdose and couldn't take it anymore?
I didn't do... I spent all of 2020 stoned. And that gave me cannabis hyperemesis, which causes me to throw up if I take weed now.
That's crazy.
Throw up and shit myself.
Oh, uh-oh.
That was a crazy Into the Stairmaster weed arc, honestly.
Yeah, and it's been a while since that happened, too.
But yes, 3 years. 3 years?
You should test it again, just to make sure
No.
Gotten... I think. Listen, we haven't tried this out, but I think if you play Dark Side of the Moon over Saving Private Ryan, one, you're gonna have to play it multiple times. But I think you'll get to brain damage right when it shows young Matt Damon turn to old Matt Damon.
I don't think it will.
I think that should line up correctly.
Probably.
Anyway,
I'm going to take your word for it, Swanson. I trust you.
Yeah, Keo definitely has not listened to Dark Side of the Moon. I definitely did not make him listen to it when I was like 17 and thought it was the craziest shit ever.
I definitely did listen to it, and I was just like, man, I don't get it. I turned it off. I went back listening to like Sonic music going
Keo, you had the B there, man. When you think about it, Pink Floyd is sort of Sonic music.
I don't think that's true. I think I'm gonna have to kill you for that.
No, I mean, listen,
No,
one's precursor to the other, you know?
No.
Would we have gotten Green Hill Zone if we hadn't gotten...
Listen, you can't dance to Pink Floyd.
You absolutely can.
You cannot.
It's a slower dance.
You would look a fool.
You can absolutely dance to Pink Floyd.
You cannot.
I think Pink Floyd
you can dance to the
much
wall.
better
What do you
for
think
brooding.
people do at their concerts? Just stand?
Yeah, they stand and they reflect on life.
I don't know. Oh, they go, woo, ah, yay!
They get that excited about it?
Yeah, I hope so. I would have hoped so. I mean, I listened to their live albums, and that's what it sounds like they were doing.
No, that's just like a pre-recorded clip of people cheering, I think.
But yeah, besides the wall, you cannot dance to Pink Floyd.
Interesting that The Wall is the one danceable Pink Floyd song.
Oh, I mean, it's basically a disco album in parts. Which is crazy considering it came out in like 1980.
True. Disco was dead. Anyway, thank you for that, Gio.
Anyways, maybe we'll do it to like Animals. Or Wish You Were Here.
Yeah, but we can't take weed, so we're going to have to do it with something else.
Heroin.
Mm.
Hey guys, what was your thought on the movie? I don't know, I fell asleep.
What movie?
I don't know, I had weird ass-to-ass sex.
There was a movie playing. Anyway, with that out of the way, I have to ask a very important question. What did you guys watch this week? Anything fun? Interesting?
No.
Oh, all right.
I've been rewatching Better Call Saul.
To enrich your soul?
No, because my girlfriend hasn't watched it yet, so we're watching it together.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Are you seducing her? Are you subjecting her to this this plan of yours to watch it
yes,
as like the first
in
part?
chronological order? Yes.
Oh no, that's like some.
So it's gonna get real weird when you get to like see the last season.
Well, no, we're gonna stop and then watch Breaking Bad and then come back. Obviously.
So like the moment that him and Kim break up, you're gonna be like, all right, now it's Breaking Bad time.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, who the hell are these people?
And yeah, you're gonna dive back in at the end.
You should just show her that Wayne Radio TV reenactment of Breaking Bad.
Oh, she's not gonna get that. She's gonna be very bewildered and upset.
Women just simply do not understand the Breaking Bad poster waddling around in the background.
Where are you at so far, and has there been any confusion on her part?
No, it holds up perfectly well on its own. We're at the part where Nacho's being like tormented by Gus.
That's not specific.
like when he gets started being tormented by Gus, like right around then.
Oh, okay. So the Tuco stuff does sort of just work on its own. That's good.
Well, yeah, because his introduction is he leans out of the door and he's very scary, physically menacing. So
true. Yeah, it's just that you know who he is if you watch the previous show.
Yeah, he's just a scary man. Like that's all. That's all you need to know.
What you do?
I mean, they do more with Tuco after that, so it works. But does she have a favorite character so far? Is it Chuck McGill?
Her favorite character was indeed Chuck.
Oh, fuck her.
R.I.P. She just agreed that with Chuck that Jimmy was just a monkey with a machine gun. Fellas,
if your lady likes Chuck, she ain't your lady. Get out of there.
She's Chuck's lady.
She did have some moral objections to some things Jimmy did throughout the program.
I mean, fair. Same.
How does she feel about chicanery?
Yeah.
Women react. Chicanery.
Over here to talk about it? She said no.
Oh.
I think she liked chicanery. I don't know. Did you like that? Did you like the courtroom scene with Chuck? No.
Well, yeah, I don't think she liked the part where he was physically distressed and mentally.
What a...
Yeah, that was his darkest hour.
He's kind of a jerk. Not gonna lie.
Like we're all on this. We all are rooting for Jimmy to get out of the situation, but also for him to not do the worst possible thing he could do to his brother. And then he has to, in order to get out of the situation. And that, folks, is what we call good writing.
Yeah, what a fun time. So yeah, it's a good show. I think it should be nominated for TV Tuner Show of the Year 2024.
Okay.
Yeah,
done.
Why not?
I'm not feeling great about this year, guys.
Yeah, what do you mean? We already had one tune in by Pokemon Concierge last week.
Oh, that was from last year, Swanson.
That counts. It came out
okay.
Like the end of last year.
Pokemon Concierge versus Better Call Saul. Okay,
that's a tough one. One's got
okay,
Pikachu.
so Saul Goodman's a dark type, which means he's strong against ghosts and fighting. But he's weak against No, he's strong against fighting and psychics.
Yes.
But weak against ghosts for some reason.
He is weak against ghosts, obviously. Have you ever seen Chuck? You know how haunted he is by Chuck?
So dark types are strong against ghost and psychic, but weak against fighting.
Oh. Okay. I'm sorry.
See, this is why I don't support Pokemon Concierge, because they don't teach any battle mechanics in that show at all.
Yeah, well, Metagross would have totally, no contest. Just completely mogged Graveler if they had really been going at it.
Oh, yeah, it would have been pretty brutal.
So is that a tune-in on Better Call Saul so far for your girlfriend?
Yeah, she likes it, I think.
Is she nodding or shaking her head?
You looking forward to watching more of the show? Yeah. She says yes.
Oh, I picked up on her microphone.
Oh, that's great.
You're gonna have to beep that out.
Yeah, tune in. I don't have anything new to talk about, but it did occur to me that I never talked about Fargo Season 5, which I finished a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I heard that it shit the bed with the last episode.
Yeah, it's pretty good all around.
Oh wait, maybe that was True Detective.
I haven't caught up with True Detective, so it's very possible it did that. No, Fargo Season 5 was all right from beginning to end.
Listen, this
was just all right.
It's not like... Yeah, John Hamm was great. He plays an absolute monster.
Godzilla?
Sort of like a Godzilla if he were a far-right militia guy.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm still not going to watch it, though.
It was good. There's some... it's definitely not at the highs of the early seasons, but it's definitely better than whatever the fuck Season 4 was.
I still haven't seen Season 3.
I think that one was pretty good. It's Ewan McGregor, right? I think that's... Yeah. Or that's Season 2.
There's two of them.
Yeah, there's two Ewan McGregors. I don't know how you haven't watched it when there's two Ewans. Two-ins.
I watched the first episode.
But yeah, I would give it a tune in for Fargo Season 5. There's a character who is maybe, and they don't really confirm it one way or another, but it kind of, they play a little coy with it, but he might be a centuries old cursed man who's just sort of walking around eating the sins of people.
Oh. That's nice of him.
He's fun. His name is literally Ol Munch. But yeah, it's a good season. Tune in. That's it for me, and that's it for this segment. Oh, wait, I did watch something. The fact that I almost forgot to talk about it doesn't bode well for it, even though I kind of liked it. I watched this show, this movie that showed up on Hulu called Self-Reliance. It stars comedian Jake Johnson as a guy who is in a rut in his life, and then he gets an offer from Andy Samberg to participate in a dark web game show where he has to try and not be murdered for 30 days.
Okay. That sounds delightful.
The loophole being that as long as he is around other people, the assassins cannot try and kill him because they can't have any any casualties that aren't his own life. So the whole movie is him trying to find people to befriend and because his family doesn't believe him that this game show's real, so he has to try and find other people to convince him. He befriends a homeless guy, and they become real good, best pals. That's fun. It kind of just follows him as he does all of this. There's a brief moment where it seems like it's going to veer into romantic comedy. Thankfully, it doesn't. Yeah, it's kind of it meanders a bit, but I think it's overall a fun movie.
So fun that you almost forgot about it. Okay, buddy.
I mean, yeah, light tune in, I guess, if you got some time on your hands. It's short. Can't say anything else about that. Listen, you're in and you're out. That's all I need. 90-something minutes. Fine by me.
Swanson just wants to go home.
Yeah, I want to go home, sit on my couch, watch a short movie.
A short film.
I don't need this to be Killers of the Flower Moon length.
Do you like to watch a program that makes you think, Swanson, or do you want to just watch it and be done with it?
I'm so
tired.
If
I'm watching a program that makes me think, I'm fine with it being whatever length it needs to be. But if I just want to watch something that's fun, I don't need it to be 2 hours long.
I don't want to think anymore. I'm tired of being this kind of animal.
If you don't want to think anymore, Self-Reliance on Hulu now. Anyway, that's it for me. So let's get to the news, huh?
Yes, news.
Okay.
The results are in, and 2023's most streamed TV show is Suits.
Ooh?
That's right. Suits is America's newest sensation, according to Nielsen's viewership ratings.
Huh?
Which took a look at all of the most streamed titles in the world. In 2020 and in 2020 till I think 2022, The Office reigned supreme as the most streamed show. But now it has been unseated by USA's Suits, a program which involves people who are lawyers doing lawyer things.
I'm calling cap. This is some sort of weird tax fraud scheme. They're cooking the numbers.
No, apparently it's super popular.
You're just making this up entirely, Stair?
I've never heard of it.
I've heard of
real.
Suits.
Oh?
Yeah, it's the show that
you didn't
Meghan
talk
Markle
to me
was
about
in.
it?
I mean, I didn't think it was worth mentioning. It
It's apparently the most popular show in the world, Keo.
It looks like a show about, business guys or something.
Set at a fictional New York corporate law firm, it follows Mike Ross, who uses his photographic memory to talk his way into a job as an associate, working for successful closer attorney Harvey Specter. Bad name. Despite being a college dropout who never attended law school. Oh, so he's lying about being a lawyer. Okay, that's fun. That's a fun premise. The show starred Meghan Markle before she became a member of the royal family.
Apparently, it's a great show too. The best one on streaming.
Apparently, this show ran for 9 seasons.
Yeah, Suits.
This is a secret TV show. I've never. I had heard of this show at least once or twice, but
the hidden treasure.
But last year, Suits accumulated 57.7 billion minutes watched by streaming subscribers, and that's all thanks to Netflix because they've picked it up. got it to. They put it on their little streaming on their little service, their little rinky dink service there. The Office, of course, is in second place again, having been unseated. Other popular shows that round out the top 10. This is in no particular order, I think. These ones, anyway. NCIS, Grey's Anatomy, The Big Bang Theory, Gilmore Girls. Hey, we know that one. Friends, Supernatural, and a show called Heartland, which I think is like a musical show set in like Tennessee or something. Anyway,
I've never heard of any of those.
Those are all TV shows listed in order.
Keo, you've never heard of any of those?
No, never heard of Gilmore Girls, never heard of Big Bang Theory. These are all like foreign concepts to me.
Never heard of NCIS, which I'm pretty sure we talked about last week on the pod.
Nope, never heard of it. Does it have a goth girl?
Not anymore, I don't think, but yeah, it did at one point. It had a goth girl long enough for the goth girl to know like that phase should have ended for everyone.
What do you mean? And what do you mean ended for everyone?
Like she's 60 by the time she leaves the show.
Oh,
I guess you could always be a goth
okay,
girl,
I thought you were talking about like society.
No, everyone, yeah. I mean, I guess you can stay a goth girl at any age. Nothing's stopping you.
Maybe I'll become a goth girl. Who knows?
Oh, that would be a nice arc.
We'd get more listeners, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If Stair becomes
at
a
least
goth
5
girl,
more.
You know how to get in touch with them. Or her. But hey, listen. Suits isn't the only thing that people may have never heard of or forgotten about that is coming back into the limelight. Netflix's Ratched has come back into the news because it's finally been canceled. Despite debuting in 2020, it finally got the cancellation notice from Netflix after only 1 season.
What was the delay on that? Were they just really trying to collect the numbers and see if they were going to make another season?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on why it took so long for them to just be like, no more of this. My guess is that the creators... Yeah, go ahead.
My guess is that they were hoping Joe Biden would die and Kamala Harris would become president so that the psychic undercurrents would support it making another show about women. Girl bosses.
You think they haven't made another show about women in the time between 2020 and now?
Is Ratched a girl boss?
Yeah, Stair's
Are you
mom
saying
used to
she's a
come on
girl
this podcast
failure?
She does kind of like doesn't do a good job, or does, right?
Well, she's in charge of the
I
hospital.
would argue she does a great job of keeping everybody in the ward under her control until Jack Nicholson comes along.
Right, but she doesn't do a good job treating mental illness at all.
No, true. Anyway, I would guess the reason it took so long for them to figure out that they weren't making any more of this is that the creators of the show have been doing other things for Netflix. Like Dahmer.
Oh, wow.
That's right. The people who made Ratched are the same people who made Dahmer.
Did we watch
a show
Dahmer?
called The Watcher that I never heard. No, I think we decided it was too reprehensible.
I think we did watch Dahmer.
I didn't watch it.
I
don't know. We've
tried
watched so many
watching
bad
Dahmer.
serial killer shows, so we've watched too many.
I tried
Ryan,
watching
what's his
Dahmer, and
name?
I was not. No.
You know, Dahmer.
I watched about an episode, and I said, "This is uncomfy in a way that I don't need." Some people liked it, I guess, which...
That's gonna be so funny if we did watch it for this pod.
I'm almost positive we didn't, but listen, you know, I mean, I can definitely give you a firm answer. But yeah, the Ratched is canceled, and it took them a long time to figure out whether or not. The weird thing that I saw in this press release about it is that apparently originally they picked up the show for 2 seasons. And then they were just like, never mind. One's enough.
Yeah, one is definitely enough for that program.
Do you think, now, Stare, your mom was a fan of the show, right?
Yeah.
Do you think she cares anymore?
No. I'm sure she's forgotten. I think we should keep that way. So please do not contact my mother about this.
Should I contact her about other things?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna contact her right now.
Oh, we're in the middle of a podcast.
Hey, you up?
Is she up?
Want to talk about Ratched on pod?
No. Hey.
That was the one boundary Stare set for us, and you're immediately crossing it, Swanson.
What can I say? I'm a little stinker. Anyway, Dahmer, not covered on the pod. I did talk about it, I think, on an episode of the pod. But we did not cover it. Ratched, we
Fair
did cover.
enough.
Former episode of the pod. You can go listen to Ratched. Although, not bad show, but not bad enough to be worst of the year content material. So, good on them.
Yeah, good job.
Good job. You guys were bad, but not so bad.
That's worse in a way. It's better.
Yeah,
than
I guess that's
Right.
true. You're not immortalized like shows like The Island or Hunters.
Oh, yikes. Ooh.
Or The Serpent.
Oh. No.
Oh, I don't
Twisted
think we
Metal.
should speak. I don't think we should talk about the serpent.
I
don't
think that of the ones on our worst list, that's the one I remember the least.
Because it's the most actively bored.
Yeah, it takes a premise that should be interesting and just makes it, like, completely nothing. Which I don't know how they did it. I'm actually impressed.
Hats off to The Serpent.
Yeah, and that's the news. Hats off
that
to
is
the
the-
news.
Hats off to the news. Good job. Another one. Another news item down. So let's go ahead and get to a segment near and dear to everybody's hearts. It's Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Keo.
That's the theme.
Come on!
Wow. Okay. That was a good one. That was a good theme.
Yeah, it was
we
composed
watched
by
a show.
It was composed by Michael Jackson.
Fred
that's why it was
and
so
everything.
We watched a show, and it was not, unfortunately,
Well, we
titled
watched-
Sonic 2 and Knuckles.
Well, we watched a trailer. We didn't watch
we
the
watched
show.
the trailer. The show's not out yet. We watched the trailer for Knuckles. I can't believe Knuckles is going to solve a hijacking. It's so, like, he's going to save the day. It's so wild. How's he going to do it?
How are they going to make it last 6 episodes?
I mean, that's really the question, is how you going to
what?
have... Like, Knuckles should easily be able to solve this hijacking situation.
And why is everyone in the show British?
I think the hijackers are going to trick him into thinking that it's not a hijacking or something.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really easy to do, actually.
Yeah.
They're going to trick Knuckles to be like, you need Chaos Emeralds to stop this hijacking. He's going to be like, you're right.
I'll go get them for you.
So there's so much to unpack from this trailer. Like, number 1, did you guys see Pakahawk or whatever for 3 seconds?
Yeah, I saw him in there.
Yeah, why is he the funny uncle now? He's supposed to be Knuckles' distant ancestor from Mayan times.
Listen, I don't know. Maybe there's like some time travel shenanigans going on or something.
Is Tikal going to show up? Is there going to be a floating red orb?
Is Chaos going to show up at the end? They're going to tease Chaos?
They can't tease Chaos. Why?
Why not?
Because they're doing Sonic Adventure 2 for Sonic 3.
I mean, for all you know, they're doing both at once.
Are they just skipping over Chaos since they're doing that? Or
they can skip Chaos.
I mean, especially if Jim Carrey isn't in the movie, you kind of do have to have another heavy hitter.
He's back.
Oh, he is doing 3? I thought he retired.
He's back. You didn't hear the news?
He pulled a Michael Jordan. He just sent out a 2-word press release that said, "I'm back."
Yeah. And you've heard the rumor that Hayden Christensen is going to voice Shadow?
I don't know how I feel about that one. Maria.
Let him,
I guess it would be sort of similar, yeah.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. I'm here for the Hayden Christensen assance. Anyway, as for this trailer, we see Knuckles in a cowboy hat. That's all I needed. In the cowboy hat, to be precise.
You mean his treasure hunter hat?
I mean, yeah, if that's what you want to call
it. Is it really a cowboy hat? Because isn't like Australian? That hat he has from the OVA.
I thought it was a cowboy
movie.
hat.
It's an Australian cowboy hat.
I mean, like, I'm talking about like the hat that he had in Sonic the movie from 1996.
Well, yeah, that's what this hat that he's got on is.
Yes.
Like, aping.
But I thought it was important to differentiate.
Knuckles is going to be here. That comic relief guy from the last one movie is going to be here. That not Nick Swanson.
Walton Goggins is not going to be here.
Unfortunately. What if he was the bad guy? Could you imagine?
I would love that. What if Knuckles just went to Harlan County?
Knuckles teams up with Timothy Olyphant.
Previously on Justified. Raylan, you mean to tell me you lost all the Chaos Emeralds?
Raylan, who's your friend? His name, he's an echidna. Goes by the name Knuckles.
My daddy told me with these 7 emeralds, you could have unlimited power.
Raylan goes to visit Walton Goggins in the bridge. You remember digging up Chaos Emeralds together? Anyway, unfortunately, that's not. The bad guy is just some dude who looks like he's a former pro wrestler.
He probably is.
I didn't recognize him, but maybe he is. He looks kind of like the late, great Brody Lee, R.I.P. But he's after Knuckles for his inventions or whatever. There's a bit of a lame bit where the one dude has like a cool moment with Knuckles where they stop each other's punches, and then it's undercut by a joke.
Well, yeah, the joke is that he says Knuckles' line from Sonic 2, but how would he know that line unless he watched the movie?
Ooh.
Or is there like a Dr. Gero situation going on where there's a little tiny mosquito spying on everyone?
Well, maybe Robotnik's...
Maybe it's just a wonderful coincidence that he just happened to say that where it didn't make any sense to say it.
I don't know. The way he said it, he seemed like he really wanted to. He was pogging out hard.
Yeah, PogChamp. Yeah, it looks good, honestly.
I wonder how they could explain Sonic not being around.
Knuckles goes off on his own the trailer pretty much already told you.
Oh, well, I mean, Sonic can
Knuckles goes off on his own.
But Sonic can just run over there. He's very fast.
True, but he would have to know that Knuckles was in danger.
If only Knuckles had a cell phone.
No, Knuckles doesn't believe in him.
The Great Emerald's power protects me from 5G radiation.
It is possible that Sonic shows up for more than one episode, but I think it's very funny that it seems like everybody but James Marsden is showing up in this show, in this one. Well, and Jim Carrey, but like all of Knuckles' friends are there, other than just James Marsden, who's too busy. Too good for this shit. Anyway, we're probably gonna watch it on the pod. I don't see why we wouldn't.
Maybe
we didn't watch Sonic Prime.
And we didn't watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, what is
right.
up
Let's
with
watch
that?
Sonic Prime next week.
Okay. You heard it here, folks.
JK. I don't want to watch
Why?
Oh, we're watching Legend of the Galactic Heroes?
Did I say that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
You said it by negation of Sonic Prime.
Yeah.
No.
That's
We
our only
have a
options.
very special show to watch next week, and you'll hear about it at the end of the pod.
Okay, but there is no more... You're wrong, because there's no show more special than Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
True.
What about Better Call Saul, 2-time best of the show, best of TV too?
Maybe if you watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes, you could answer that question yourself. I think it might be a bit tougher than you'd expect.
I'm going to have to do that then on my own time.
On the podcast, on your own time.
Ooh, podcast time.
So anyways, Knuckles.
He's tougher than the rest of them.
Yeah, this looks fun. I never watched the second movie. Should I watch that?
Knuckles is in it.
Yeah.
Knuckles is in it.
Tails
It's
is
half
in
a good
it.
movie.
Oh, wow, Swanson.
There's a lot of subplots that don't add up to anything. There's actually just one subplot that doesn't add up to anything.
You can watch the movie, Keo. Don't listen to Swanson.
No, I say watch the movie. I'm just like, be prepared for the humans to be like an active drag on the event.
Oh yeah, the guy from Justified is the gun general. I looked that up. The guy with the Derringer.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I know him from somewhere. And then I looked it up on Wikipedia. I was like, no, it can't be that. It's got to be something else.
Wow, he really does need to get Raylan in here. Anyway, that's a tune-in for me on Knuckles, the trailer.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
No.
Feed me this slop.
I don't think you will.
And that's about it for... Listen, that's it for Trailer Blazers, guys.
That's it for Trailer Blazers, guys.
That's it for Trailblazers, guys.
Which means that all that's left is us to talk about the show we watched this week. Masters of the Air is the the companion series to Band of Brothers and The Pacific, two older HBO shows created by Steven Spielberg and his assortment of directors. Masters of the Air recounts the stories of the 100th Bomb Group during World War II, led by Gail Buck Clevin and John Bucky Egan. The series follows the airmen as they embark on dangerous missions to bomb targets inside German-occupied Europe. Did Masters of the Air lead you high up in the air to victory, or did it crash and burn?
Okay,
I guess so.
I feel like this is like...
I don't know. What?
I don't know. There's a lot to be... I feel like there's
I'm hanging on your every word here, Stairmaster.
I feel like there's a profound progression here from Band of Brothers to the Pacific to now that you could, like, map over
the Pacific
America's...
Band of Brothers was over 20 years ago, and the Pacific was almost like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
anyway,
yeah.
I think what I'm saying here is the West has fallen.
Should we talk about the director of this episode in the first couple?
Maybe. Who is it?
Kari Joji Fukunaga, who did the first season of True Detective.
I thought he got
and
canceled.
Also No Time to Die.
I thought he got Me Too.
Canceled. I thought so too. I thought he was pretty credibly canceled.
Oh, I guess after Joe Biden, that doesn't matter anymore.
Like, nearly a dozen people said that he'd been sexually assaulting them on sets, and that here he is.
Well, I wouldn't have known it just by watching the episode.
Yeah, I didn't know until we started watching it. If it makes anyone feel any better about his career prospects, the directing was not special at all in this. There wasn't anything.
Now I feel like I got air sickness.
Yeah, true. Really, the only thing that stood out in this show, perhaps the thing that stood out, is that Elvis is here.
Yeah, Elvis, the actual Elvis is here.
The actual Elvis.
I mean, okay, so Austin Butler is the main major that we have here on the show, and he
as opposed to the other
Elvis
majors.
Voice. Well, the other Bucky is also a major apparently, but listen, it's when he's on screen, it's just all about Elvis. He sounds like Elvis. He kind of looks like Elvis again. It's pretty much just like, what if Elvis flew planes in World War II?
Okay, do we have anything else to say about the show?
Yes.
Okay, go.
So, for me, I had a very difficult time.
Yeah, telling anyone apart.
That's it?
Yeah. It just felt like every other program about a war that I've seen, but somehow less exciting.
Well, yeah. Because, Band of Brothers had an entire episode dedicated to them training before they went off to war, which allowed you to get introduced to the characters.
Yeah.
And, this doesn't have the interviews like Band of Brothers did either. Probably because everyone involved is dead now.
And as we've discussed, this is, 23 years since Band of Brothers ended. Like, obviously, a lot has occurred in media. We've been through World War II stuff over and over again.
Band of Brothers aired at a surgically precise time in the American zeitgeist, months before 9/11.
Yeah.
So it had the maximum impact.
Because even the Pacific does not have the same impact as Band of Brothers.
And it's also a lot darker and grimmer, which is probably has something to do with the fact it's a decade into the War on Terror.
Yeah,
and we've all become disillusioned of the American project.
In terms of tone, this just seems like it's somewhere in the middle between the two, where it seems like it's just sort of matter-of-factly being like, yeah, these guys were flying planes. This was like.
They were on the plane, this would happen.
Yeah. Well, this show's about people marching off to be slaughtered and not really being able to do anything about it.
Yeah. I will say
which I feel like does also tie into the current spirit of the times.
True. I did find the more technical aspects of the plane stuff to be interesting.
Oh, that is so you. That is so male-brained of you, Swanson.
I'm surprised
Swanson's
you didn't.
The plane guy.
Stairmaster was yawning while they were talking about the inner workings of the plane. But if these were train battles, it'd be a whole different story.
We would have had to gone to World War I or the Russian Civil War for that.
Wait, they actually had battles cool. between trains.
If we got something like World War I or the Civil War, the German Civil War, come on, we need more stuff like that.
The German Civil War is very short. I don't know.
Yeah, you could fit a couple episodes in that. The long and short of this first episode, and it's probably going to be the short, is that the 100th bombardment group gets deployed to England to join the war effort, and they get sent to a base in Germany, or they go to a base in Germany for a bombing mission.
They go to bomb the U-boat pens, which famously were very bomb-proof, because they were basically concrete alcoves they could park the submarines under because they had such low clearance.
And they fly through some pretty heavy anti-aircraft rounds, and then they get absolutely slaughtered by some fighter pilots. Mm-hmm. And they come back, and Elvis is like, "Can't believe this happened." And one guy pukes up blood.
He's got like a condition.
Yeah, I think he has like an ulcer or some shit.
That's dummy.
But he's got something they call bad stummy.
He's got an ulcer, I think.
Yeah.
Bad stummy.
Bad stummy. But yeah, that's more or less what happens in this episode. I mean,
they try to fly the plane, and they spend a while on that.
Yeah. There is a bit where they show us that Elvis's one friend got really drunk and challenged the Irish people to a dart contest to win 2 bikes. And then he won them. And he got them for, I guess, him and Elvis.
Yeah.
That's a great relationship right there. But also that during that time drinking in the Irish pub, he broke a narwhal tusk. Or horn, I guess. Pretending to be a unicorn, and when asked about it by Elvis, he said that unicorns were his favorite extinct animal. I have this in my notes for some reason, but I think the main reason I had it in my notes is I was going to ask, what's your favorite extinct animal, guys?
Well, probably those giant sloths.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, how could they have a powerful sloth? That's insane.
Right, like, we got sleepy sloths, and they got, which I mean, I would prefer sleepy sloth to big sloth that comes and like wrecks my shit. They should have more video. That should be a more recurring video game villain. Big sloth that comes and wrecks your shit.
So anyways, like 3/4 of the bombing squadron they were in gets wiped out. I feel like we should mention the whole 25 and out policy that the United States Army Air Corps had at this time. Because I think only 3 guys actually managed to make it the full 25 missions in the 100th historically.
Nice.
The casualty rate was just... No, that's bad. Everyone else was a casualty at one point or another.
People who have casualties on planes
nice.
are usually fine.
Are you saying that from experience?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the episode ends and Elvis is looking at a plane that's just like Swiss cheese, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he's like, "This is bad. This is no good. I'll have to write a song about this."
Wouldn't it have been great if he had some song and dance numbers for this program?
It would have definitely livened up some things, I think.
Oh yeah, they don't even actually get to drop the bombs because the area is covered in clouds.
Oh yeah, they didn't even actually do the mission. Yeah, a bummer.
Also, they did not have fighter escorts on this mission.
Was that common at the time?
Nah. I think it started shortly afterwards that they started doing that.
Yeah, they realized how badly things go when they don't have that. Where they just have fighter jets just come and just wreck
Well,
them.
they didn't hey, the fighter jets weren't until October of 1944. This is 1943.
Okay, but still, like, if you don't have those escorts, it doesn't
Yeah.
go so good.
And then they had a problem that the escorts didn't had limited range, so they couldn't fly deep into Germany. And then they had the problem of doctrinally, they would keep the fighter planes close to the bombers instead of letting them go after fighters, which gave the advantage of the intercepting fighters.
That sounds so scary.
Yeah, it kind of sucked.
It's a wonder how.
Oh,
we
yeah.
won the war.
And they were doing this all in daytime, for people who haven't seen the show.
Oh yeah, so everything is.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Royal Air Force was doing their bombings at night. Which led to a bunch of different problems, but it was a lot harder for fighters to get them.
Couldn't see him.
Well, until they started putting radars on the German fighters.
What a beautiful war that Stairmaster knows a lot about.
Almost as much as the show knows.
Almost.
Anyway, that's about the gist of the first episode here. It's a little slow. It's a little dry. What are our final thoughts?
Don't care.
It's mid.
Which means bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked some of it, but most of the time I was looking at my phone, I was looking at my watch, I was looking around the place, I was looking around to see what else was going on.
Yeah, you should probably just read a book about the big week when they really went at the German Air Force right before D-Day.
Definitely have just liked to read a summary of.
Is this like a new category? You got the tune in, you got the light tune in, you got tune out. Now you got read a book.
Yeah, that's like a very damning tune out.
just read a book. Anyway,
brutal kind of tune out. Yeah, it's a tune out, folks.
Well, that's a tune out on Masters of the Air. That's listen, that's it. That's all you need to know. It's done. And that'll about do it for this week's episode of the show, guys. As for next week, well, we're stepping into familiar territory because we're going to be following a big guy who's going around and he's helping people. And he's got a particular set of skills.
Oh, the Equalizer.
No, of course I'm talking about everyone's friend, Tracker.
Tracker?
Tracker. Totally not Jack Reacher. Tracker. CBS's Tracker next week on the pod.
Huh?
What's he tracking? What'd you say?
He's tracking people to help.
He's a help finder.
So until next week when we're watching Definitely Not Jack Reacher, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
I found him.
Hey folks, it's time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Chester did not participate in World War II in any way and was indifferent to all the events that unfolded.
Well, I was with you in the first half.